to play a game.
How's it going, guys? Sleepy Jim here. Welcome back to my Skyrim playthrough. And we have finally completed and fitted out our manor here, which is awesome. So here we are on the map at Winstead Manor, just northeast of Morthal, and where we got the blessing of the Jarl to buy this piece of land and build on it. So over across the bay there, we can see Solitude, which is pretty awesome. Sun's coming up out there, and it's a bit frosty. It's a bit of a frosty location, but it's actually pretty beautiful as far as I'm concerned. So let's check it out, guys. I'll take you on a tour of this place. So we're up here on the roof, obviously, at the moment. This tower here, we've got an awesome view down there. Out to the water and stuff like that, and you can just see our fish hatchery from up here as well. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but basically we're in the alchemist's tower right now that I built. You do have a choice of what kind of wings you want to put on the main hall, and I built an alchemy tower, of course, because I do like my alchemy. So I've got our alchemy table there. All of our ingredients are in here. I've got a ton of alchemy ingredients there that I've brought across here. We have some of our high value potions in there, and cure disease and stuff like that in there in case we need it as well. Now coming through here, we have the bedroom areas. So that's my double bed there. We've got my old soul sucker sword on the wall, and around here we have the enchanter, arcane enchanter table. And in here I've got all my soul gems, or not all of them actually, but some of my grand soul gems, so that we can and black soul gems, so we can enchant stuff if we need to. By the way, why the thing up the top left there is showing that it's adding all these fish is basically I was down in the fish hatchery before harvesting some fish, and it was kind of bugging out, and it didn't register that I'd picked them up till later, so that's what it's doing now. There's so many fish down there. Wait till you see that. But here's a couple of little bedroom areas and a storage area there as well. Down, we can also open up out here onto the onto like what would you call this area here? Like I guess it's an area where we can practice our archery, but yeah, a little patio area or whatever you want to call that. Out here as well, and the weather's come down all snowy on me, but we have a garden area. So what I've planted here is some vegetables here. So we have some carrots, cabbages, potato, and leek. And basically, provided I buy some tomatoes, because you can't plant tomatoes, unfortunately, I can create a vegetable stew with those ingredients. And I can also use those ingredients towards making a beef stew or venison stew as well. I'm going to talk a bit about those a little bit later, because I haven't really done much with food in the game so far, but there's some really useful actual items of food that you can make. Here I've also planted some cotton and lavender. The idea was to attract some butterflies, but didn't seem to work. And we also have some wheat, which you use in a lot of potions. I have some blisterwort, again, is used in a lot of potions, and you can sell it if you want to as well for a pretty good dollar. And here we have 3 ingredients: creep cluster, mora tapanella, and we have scaly foliota. And basically those 3 ingredients, if we pick these, let's see, harvest, 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 and I'll show you what you can create just with those 3 ingredients that I can grow in my own garden there. Now also back here I've got another horse, my main horse over there, and I've got a cow and some chickens as well. Chickens, so we have some chickens' eggs there that we can use for alchemy as well. Over there's the workbench, of course, where I built. You know, I had the plans here, so I built everything. And let me just check. I think I've removed all of the workbenches. It says that I've removed all the workbenches. Let's just double check this, because I think the cellar workbench was still there last time I checked, but we've still got some log pile there. We've got our chopping block as well, and down here, let's have a look at the fish hatchery. There's actually 3 of these buildings that you can make as part of the Hearthfire DLC that you can actually build from scratch. And I haven't got any of this fitted out. I did all of this from scratch, basically, with all of the parts and ingredients and stuff like that. And down here is the fish hatchery now. Basically, most of the fish are probably dead right now because I did harvest them earlier with a bit of the unrelenting force shout. But what you do is you put your fish in there, like your slaughterfish, eggs or whatever, your salmon roe, and all your river bedding and stuff in there when you start off. And then they just basically spawn like crazy. And basically, it's teeming with schools and schools of fish. If we go down here, let's just put on quickly the circlet that I've got so I don't drown. But check out how many fish I got down here. Check them out. We've got Cyrodiilic spadetails, silverside perch. What else we got? River betties, one of my favorite fish for alchemy. We've got tons and tons of salmon. Salmon roe is awesome, guys, and you can only get it from harvesting salmon as they're jumping from like waterfalls, which is a little bit tricky. Or if you harvest them from like this fish hatchery. Down here we'll have some slaughterfish eggs as well. I'm not sure if there's only slaughterfish. They usually hang out around the bottom of the pier here, on the bottom of the water. But I think I killed them all. They will respawn though. And that's pretty much all the fish. So basically, when I want to harvest them, if I can get out, there's that many fish here that it's actually it's kind of hard to move in there. But what I do is I do like a shout on these guys like that, and they will basically kill them, and they'll wash with the tide over here against this net, and then just go crazy picking them all up like this. And you just never ever run out of fish. There's a couple of slaughterfish over there actually. But not too many slaughterfish spawn, only 1 or 2 at a time. But just tons and tons of all these other fish. And you can make some really powerful ingredients with this as well. Probably the most expensive potion that I've discovered, at least. I'm not even going to be able to take all of these. It's way too many. Way too many. But is made just with basically 2 of those fish, and I'll show you that in a moment. But yeah, anyway, got a good view on a clear day across there to Solitude. That's pretty cool. One thing I think they could have improved in this, though, they could have made some lights in the city, because it's always dark at night, which makes you think it's like a ghost town or something. But I'll show you the rest of the manor as well. So we've remodeled this, basically this was the first little house that I built, this entranceway, but I've remodeled it into an entranceway for the main manor. We've got some beast looking heads on the wall, and in here I've got my old crossbow as well, the You Mad bow, and I've got the glass dagger as well I used to use with paralyze on it. The blade of Yarmark that we got is Thane, stuff like that. Over here we've got Pelagia's hip bonus down there somewhere. I don't know whose skull that is. And yeah, basically when we come in here, we've got the dining room table. We've got the cooking pot there. And I'll show you the soup and the stews that I make on that. Basically, we have the beef stew, the venison stew, vegetable soup, and elsewhere fondue. They're the 4 items of food that I make. And they're actually really, really useful. So here we have venison stew. Basically, the stews all do a similar thing. Stews and the soup, basically what they do is they will restore at least 1 point of stamina per second for 720 seconds. And if you're swinging a one-handed sword or a two-handed sword or whatever, basically a power attack only needs 1 point of stamina. But you do need at least 1 point. What this means is you can just swing away with power attacks for that full 720 seconds without running out of stamina. So it doesn't seem like much, but it is actually really awesome. And they also increase your stamina and stuff like that. Between those 3, do slightly different things. The Elsewhere Fondue, basically what that one does is it increases your magicka by 100 points for 720 seconds, and also helps you regenerate magic a little bit quicker. But the important thing is the extra 100 points of magicka, because you may remember, guys, I wasn't actually able to cast some of these spells. I think it was the paralyze spell. Where was that one? Let me just have a look here. Paralyze, because that's 281 magicka. If you have a look at how much magicka I've got, well, it's up at 300 now, but basically that was down below the 280, so I did have trouble casting that one. In fact, I couldn't cast it without something like that elsewhere stew. I've got all my food ingredients in that chest there. But in here is something really, really cool as well. This is a greenhouse. Doesn't look like one because there's not too much glass, but basically what I've planted in here is some of the glowing mushrooms, and basically these will allow me to create plenty of fortify smithing potions. And we've also got some snowberries. I can just run up the hill actually for those, but never mind. And in here again we've got those three, the creep cluster, Mora tapanella, and scaly foliota. And I've also planted some stuff like the blue mountain flower. You can see we get the blue butterflies in here as well spawning in, which is really nice because I use those for enchanting potions. And then I've planted some nightshade, some death bell, and some dragon's tongue just for a few flowers. They're good for a couple of poisons. But so the other thing with this is, if you notice here, when I harvest one of these, it actually gives me 5 glowing mushrooms, not just the one. So it's really, really, really awesome the way that it does that. I've also got some bees. You'll have some hanging moss spawning in here as well that you can harvest and stuff like that. I think you can get honey from the bees. I'm not too sure though about that. But let's get back through here. Barbus blocking me off as normal. And back here's nothing too interesting. It's just a little bit of storage area and things like that. Now down here in the cellar, this is as you probably have guessed, the area where I'm going to have my... See, that workbench is still there. That shouldn't be there. Oh, we've got some skeevers. God damn it. Sometimes you do get skeever infestations in your basement. So, yeah, that just happened right there. Well, we can loot these guys. Hopefully the bodies disappear after a while anyway. But yeah, over here I've got my forge. I've got my grindstone. I've got my smelter. And I've got all of my, my ores in there and stuff like that. Over here I've got some of the more valuable stuff that I've been collecting. So I've got all my dragon bones and dragon scales as well. Got actually a fair few of those collected now. So that'll be good for when I start unlocking the dragon armor and the dragon weapons and stuff like that. And here I've got some gold and I think silver, gems, and Daedra hearts, which we'll use for some Daedric smithing later. So the flawless gems there and some ores down here as well. So yeah, it's a really, really good setup, guys. I've put my
She's the one who instructed me on my sword fight.
Shield of Solitude
Can you imagine?
up here on the wall there, and I crafted some Nordic swords just to put up there. Oh, we got another stupid... Where'd it go? Stupid skeever. He was hiding there. Got another mannequin down here. We also have a bunch of these shrines, so you can basically choose one of these shrines that you want the benefit of, and that will also, as a side benefit, cure any diseases that you have. So the Shrine of Mara there, healing spells restore 10% more. But some of them do different stuff. I'm not really familiar with each one. I know the Shrine of Talos is supposed to reduce time between shouts or something, but when you look at that, it says is reduced 0%. So I don't really know why it says that. It's pretty weird. But that is basically a tour of my manor here, and it's pretty awesome, guys. I'm really well set up now for ingredients for enchanting and for the potions, for the alchemy and stuff like that. Let's go back here. I'll show you guys what those ingredients make. If we put on our awesome our awesome clothing for creating potions with. So this is my Fortify Alchemy, Fortify Smithing gear. Let's see. Can find the right stuff here. That one. That one. That one. Dragon Priest, I think it was. Let's just check that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fortify Alchemy. Okay. So basically, if we then use this, I'll show you first of all the Creep Cluster, the Mora Tapanilla, and the Foliota. Basically makes the potion of Fortify carry weight. It's worth 4.3 thousand. And it does a ton of stuff as well. So it increases your carrying capacity by 168. 300 seconds. Regenerates stamina. Illusion spells are stronger. And restores magic. How awesome is that, guys? That is a really, really good potion. And I can make about 4 or 5 of those every time I harvest one set of ingredients for it. So basically, if I sell that, it's a bit hard to find merchants that have enough cash once you start making these kind of potions that are that high value. But if you buy a ton of stuff all at once, you can then basically sell these back to get your money back and a little bit extra. And the other potion, guys, is a pretty awesome one. It only takes 2 ingredients. If we use the salmon roe, and if we use, say, the hist carp, which we have a ton of, 14,049 value for that. Can breathe underwater for 2,520 seconds. Pretty much, I don't know how long that is, but that is a very, very long time. Magic is increased by 2,100 points. It's just crazy overpowered, and restores 263 stamina. So that is like such a valuable potion. Like, I can make so many of these. I really don't have to worry about money ever again now that I've got that. And that's the main reason that I built this particular manor. Pipe down, y'all! But that's the main reason that I created this manor here rather than one of the other ones. I'll probably build those eventually as well. But they have, I think it's, I can't remember off the top of my head, something like a bakery at one, but they're not as good as the fish hatchery, that's for sure. Let's just offload a few of these potions here. Not going to need that many. I'll just take a couple for selling. Well, actually, they're pretty good as well. Now, what I want to do is get rid of, say, 18 of these. And the carry weight, I'll keep that one just in case I need it. 168, that's a fair bit. And yeah, I think we've got everything else we need. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're actually going to populate the house with a few more people. I'm going to grab the Amulet of Mara. And let's just put on our good armor so we're looking our best here. Make sure I've got the right rings and stuff on. Okay, I think that's everything. Let's just take off my helmet. Cool. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go find a wife. And we already have our housecarl looking after the place that we got in Markarth. And I also appointed a steward, guys. There's actually one other item I haven't bought yet for the manor, and we might head into Markarth and find our steward, who usually wanders around there for some reason. I kind of imagined that he would be... actually, we don't need to call the horse, he's just over there. Never mind. There we go. So let's head on to Markarth, guys. And we'll find the steward in Markarth. And I'll show you who it is. And then we'll get him to order one last thing that we need for the manor before we head off and try and find A wife for the Dragonborn.
Is one of the
Okay,
most
guys, we are back at Winstead Manor, and check it out.
magnificent.
Sven! Sven is here.
You should come hear me play at the Sleeping Giant Inn. For a small sum, you can
I
even pick
actually
this up.
hired Sven as my steward for Winstead Manor to kind of pay him back for the faithful service he provided to me as my follower early in the piece here. And he's actually been able to get us like a carriage driver, and he got us a cow and a horse and some chickens and all that sort of stuff as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we have Sven looking after our needs here at Winstead Manor. But what we're going to do now is we're going to head off to Yol, the lioness's hometown. Or, well, it's not her hometown, actually. It's just the place where she was living most recently. And we might actually catch the carriage there.
Where do you want to go?
Take me to Riften, my good fellow.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
So that's pretty cool. It's like a free carriage ride.
Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Riften from old
Rorikstead. A singing carriage driver. So we're heading back to Riften because we've got to speak to the guy at the temple there.
Too lazy to walk, eh?
Basically, he gives us the option to get married, and then we have to come back there for the marriage ceremony. So let's head on in here.
I had
What time of day is it? 4 a.m. Okay, so I'm just going to
I can't just ignore them, Eren.
get a bed here in Helga's bunkhouse for a couple of hours. We'll get a cat nap here before dawn breaks.
What can I do for you, friend?
3 hours should do it. Okay, so it's 7:30. Might be a little bit early, but that's cool.
Svana, I heard that Sibby was put in jail. What happened?
Let's head out the back door.
When I was young,
See, this
I
isn't the back
journeyed
door.
with my father on
I
hunting
don't know where that goes.
Morrowind.
Come to think,
This is the one. This is the one that we wanted.
Please help me. I'm going to lose my job at the Riften fishery.
Don't really care, lizard lady. Alright, so, it's still a little bit early, but we'll head on through here. We might actually check out the orphanage here. I haven't been in here yet.
Those who shirk their duties will get an extra beating. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Grillad.
And one more thing. I will hear no more talk of adoptions. None of you riffraff is getting adopted, ever. Nobody needs you. Nobody wants you. That, my darlings, is why you're here. Why you will always be here, until the day you come of age and get thrown into that wide, horrible world. Now, what do you all say?
We love you, Grillad. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your kindness.
That's better. Now scurry off, my little gutter snipes.
Wow, she's nice.
I'm really afraid of Grelin. When Aventus escaped, she was so mad. I got double the beatings that day.
She beats you?
I hate it here. Grelin the Kind is the meanest person in all of Skyrim.
Who's Aventus?
A little boy who lived here, Aventus Aratina. He was nice, but really quiet and sad, because his mother just died. He ran away, back home to Windhelm. Samuel told me he's trying to get some murderer people to come here and kill Grelin. I really hope he does. Alright then.
Interesting.
Grillad ain't gonna like some stranger just hanging around. Not that I care.
Who's Aventus?
Aventus Aretino. He was sent to live here after his mother died. He escaped, and before he left, he said he was going to do the Black Sacrament. You know, to call the Dark Brotherhood, so they'd come and kill old Grelad. Word out on the street is that he went home to Windhelm, and people have heard strange chanting coming from his house. He's really doing it.
Interesting. So they're gonna get
I'm strong and
the
quick
Dark Brotherhood to
and can
come
do
kill that
anything you
old
want.
grumpy lady.
Come on, adopt me.
You really shouldn't be here.
Is Grellet always like that?
Sadly, yes. Even the townsfolk have taken to calling her Grelod the Kind. Her very existence has become something of a running joke. Grelod runs this orphanage because she's old and set in her ways and doesn't know any other life. These children need love and comfort. I try, but I'm sorry. You should go. The children aren't up for adoption, and it's cruel to get their hopes up. Besides, Grelod hates visitors.
Fair enough
If
then.
there's nothing else, I really must ask you to leave.
I'd leave if I could, lady, but you're standing in the doorway. Let's sit at the table till they get out the way. Eat some cabbage. Oh, there she goes.
When I was
Oh,
young,
did I steal something? Let's just get rid of that. Whoops. My bad. I didn't mean to.
Expeditions into Morrowind. The cliff racers made for excellent sport.
Okay, let's get out of here. This place is depressing. Oh, god damn it. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go to the Temple of Mara. Which I think is down here somewhere. Or is this it over here? No, that's not it.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance?
Maybe it was this way.
Wait, I know you.
What's this? Shrine of Talos. Cool. This must be like the Hall of the Dead or something. Get out of here. Okay, let's look at the map. I'm a little bit lost. Temple of Mars, oh, it's right there. Near the Hall of the Dead, apparently. Like here somewhere?
Sorry. Just thinking about my experiments.
It's right in front of us. This is it here.
Just thinking about my experiments.
I thought this was the town hall for some reason.
Blessings of Mara upon you.
Whoa! In my
How may I
personal
help you,
space there. Can you tell me about Mara's
Mara's
beliefs?
domain encompasses the emotions we strive the most to embrace. Love, compassion, and understanding. It's difficult to appreciate her gifts in these dark times, but you should consider her light a beacon in the storm.
I wanted to know more about the Temple of Mara.
Wonderful. Where to begin? Mara is the goddess of love. The temple spreads her gifts by tending to the sick, the poor, and the lost. We also perform wedding ceremonies for all the loving couples in Skyrim.
I could have a wedding at the temple?
Yes, if you were ready, of course. Are you familiar with how marriage works in Skyrim?
Not really.
Typically, love in Skyrim is as earnest as the people who live here. Life is hard and short, so there's little room for long courtship. A person who is looking for a spouse simply wears an amulet of Mara about the neck, showing they are available. When another person shows interest and the two agree to be together, one of them comes to the temple and we arrange a ceremony.
Do you accept charity?
Of course. I'd be more than happy to add a donation to our charity box. Right now, the best you could provide is coin. We need all the help we can get.
Here's 5
Thank
gold.
you. I can promise you that this will be put to good use.
Nice.
May
Okay,
you
so
return to her benevolence in safety.
this is where we come back to for our wedding. Pretty cool. Okay, let's head back out into Riften here. And we're going to go pick up our bride, or talk to our bride at least. Got to get engaged first. Let's head back through here.
That the Thieves Guild seems to be back to its old tricks again.
Here we go. We'll catch the carriage to Solitude.
Wait, I know you.
Of course you know me. Oh my god.
Need a ride?
Okay, I'd like to hire your
Where do
carriage.
you want to go?
Take me to Solitude.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
Hopefully this guy's not going to sing to me as we go.
Get up there.
Someone do something.
A fight.
What just happened? They were just about to get into a fight just as I was leaving. Oh well. Okay, where are we? Solitude is where we are. Beautiful day. Early morning. Perfect time to propose. Now, I don't know if you've worked out who I'm going to marry in Skyrim at this point, but I can tell you, I've always had kind of a fantasy about good-looking singers. So, we're going to head to the Winking Skeever. And, talk to a certain special someone. Okay, so, let's see here. Amulet of Mara, check.
We drink to our youth.
There she is.
The days come and gone.
The beautiful Lizette.
The age of aggression is just about done.
What a voice.
Is that an amulet of Mara?
Okay.
I'm surprised someone like you isn't spoken for.
Interested in me, are you?
Well, yes. Why wouldn't I be? Are you interested in me?
Yes, yes I am.
It's settled then. Brief as life can be in Skyrim. At least we'll have each other.
Isn't she beautiful?
You should arrange the ceremony at the Temple of Mara right away. I can't wait. You should think about staying the night. Cork it.
Mr. Monkey just started to play!